Righty, we are live. Another live stream. Trying to do these at least once or twice a week. Try to help you out the best way possible. Bitcoin right now, hovering right around 60K. We're looking at the 4-hour chart. Get your requests in the chat. We'll try to cover all of them. We'll do this for at least 30-40 minutes. Anything else you got to talk about? I'm all ears. We'll just start with Bitcoin until we get some people in here. If you're watching this at a later date, might want to fast forward a little bit. Or if you want to hear about Bitcoin, here we go. So 4-hour chart, we're testing just range lows again. No big surprise here. Oftentimes when you're trying to find a bottom, you'll get kind of multiple chances, multiple bites at the apple, so to speak. And we're seeing that right now. So here's one, here's two, and now we're doing the third time. So this is Bitcoin's attempt to find a low. So if we go much lower, then we have to zoom out. And we're paying very close attention to low over here. So in order to get some perspective, here's our low close there. We also have this pink moving average right here, which is our 200-day EMA. So on the daily, clearing this up, right? We haven't closed this yet. We have 4.5 hours as of right now until we close this candle. As long as we're, obviously above this one, that'd be great. We don't really want to mess around with the 200-day too much. If we close under that, then we need to reevaluate how bullish things are, really, right? And certainly we don't want to close down there at the weekly close. So speaking of that, let's just go take a look. Our weekly 21-week EMA, which is probably the most important line, moving average in Bitcoin, the 21-week EMA in the yellow is at 21, just shy of 21, 61.3. So we want to be above that come weekly close, just like we were last week. We have our hammer candle, very similar to our last hammer candle over here. We had a red week following, and then we went up. So we could be mirroring something like that. Hammer candle, red week, 4 or 5% down. Hammer candle, red week, maybe 4 or 5% down. And then we go back to the upside, right? So relatively bullish still until we can close under that 21 week. So this week's close will be pretty pivotal, is about as pivotal as last week. So we'll see the follow through. And then even if we close under, let's see, wait until we get our follow up candle the next week. So we'll see how this first week or two in July goes. Historically, anytime we have a red Bitcoin June, but these are monthly candles now, which we had red, about 7% down. Bitcoin's entire history, anytime it's had a red June, by any amount, the following month candle, July, has been an average up green candle of almost 18%, 17.9%. So it will be interesting to see if this will be the first candle ever not to do that, or at least be green. Or it's going to follow suit and, just like going all the way back to 2013, every red June brings a green July. So time will tell. We could really go down all the way to the EMA 8 here and not close under there. That's which is a 57K and still be A-okay. It's like right at 57, right? Still be macro bullish. And we put in some kind of a little bit of a flag formation here. We have our move up, right? Start to get into this channel. We don't really want to do that too long, because this isn't really that textbook of a flag formation so far. And if it is going to become that, then we're going to have to go a little bit lower here. So that might be the, depending on what you look at it, the silver lining or the more bad news to come. So don't lose sight. I do think we are more likely to go higher than lower. But that's long term, over the next several months. I don't know what's going to happen in the short term, and neither does your favorite YouTuber. So I do like our bullish consolidation above previous cycle highs that we've been doing for several months, right? You're all aware of this. But until we close under here, under the EMA 8, you got to remain bullish. There's no signs on the macro scale that anything's bearish yet. All right, so don't get shaken out. Holding, usually the best way to do it. Halfway through a bull cycle, which I think we are, about halfway, give or take. I think we'll probably likely top sometime in the next 12 to 15 or so months. All right, now that we have a whopping 6 people here, let's get to some requests. Nobody's even typing in the chat, so if I don't get some comments or some requests, then we can just wrap it up and we will try again another day. I'll just go down the list here a little bit. So if you are looking at the chat, we'll just start off with Chainlink. I would put a Chainlink video out on YouTube. So if you want to check that out, it's a little bit more in depth than what we have here. Here's the weekly chart for Chainlink. We have the 21-week EMA, which we got to get back above to gain some traction here. Our 200-week EMA is way the hell down here. No sense to really even looking out that big. Going into the daily, similar vibes to Bitcoin, just retesting swing lows here. We have, let's just remove these. Our 21-day EMA, which we just rejected off of the past 3 days, today included. So we'd like to really get back above there before we can think about being too bullish again, around 1450, okay? Let's go take a look at render. Daily chart, right? Maybe we're doing some kind of macro scale if we zoom out to the weekly, if you're wondering what the hell I've got drawn there, right? Similar vibes, a little bit more textbook of a flag formation than Bitcoin, where we have this low and lower low. If you put it on closing prices, pretty easy to see there. But we can't go too much lower. Like maybe around the 650, 640 mark is about the low for the closes. All right, wicks don't really matter, which is why we look at closing prices. But breakout and confirmation happens, I would say, around the $9 mark. If we can close a weekly candle around 9 this week, next week, August, who cares? If we can do that before closing below the 50-week, then that might play out and we could be looking at a nice continuation move. Like when render wants to go up, it goes up pretty hard. So hopefully this plays out. Looking pretty strong on the macro scale still. One of the strong charts, but it's closed multiple weeks below the 21 EMA now, which is why it's orange coin. This orange rating. If you're not aware, like I rate all these coins, I have lists. So the best charts are in the blue, strong charts are green, hit or miss. As of this week, these are constantly changing on a weekly basis. I update these. This is the orange list. Most coins follow in the orange list. So if you don't see your coin and we look at the blue list or the green list, it's probably in the orange. Red list is really bad. You can think like a C or a D in school. And then F is pink, just terrible looking charts. I think to make this pink list, you have to be at a loss this entire bull run, which is just devastatingly terrible. Red lists are just like, they're just not good. They're probably at a loss or even maybe less than like 50% this entire cycle. Green list is obviously up, looking strong, and blue lists, you're definitely making money if you've been in that more than a couple of months. Okay, so if you're wondering what all these colors are, that's it. Any other requests yet? Hey, we got a couple. We got some people in here now. All right. All right, so we'll try to do some requests here. Appreciate you joining, everybody. First request, Arrow. I think we have it. Let's just look it up. So orange chart, here we go. Again, if your coin is orange, don't fret. Most are there at this point, but you can see why. Right? I mean, we're just looking ultra bullish here for the first part of 2024. Now fumbling down here on the weekly, been closing steadily lower each week. So let's zoom in a little bit. How about the daily chart? Still looking obviously rough. Let's look at the Bollinger Bands. Let's get some kind of maybe the Gaussian channel out here. How about the Bollinger Bands? We'll just add a bunch of stuff on here. See if we can get anything going for us. What we'd want to watch for, back to the upside, pretty clear flip level here. This is going to be where bulls can pick up momentum. Above the 90-cent area. You get back in your Gaussian channel, depending on how long it takes. Right, around 90 cents to $1, we'd probably get back a little bit more bullish here. We're looking for, obviously, some kind of a reversal on these Bollinger Bands. We'd like to see some kind of spring, and what that would look like is like this Bollinger Band would like start to close up. Might see a lower wick or two lower wicks on this daily scale, and then we just start to kind of stair step up here. And then initially, I would guess we're going to reject from this. Maybe we're looking for like some kind of a low, and then a higher low. Right, this would be ideal what you want to see in the next, sometime in July, right, through the rest of this month. You're looking at some kind of setup like this. Then flip this area back to support, and then just build off of that. Get back above your median Gaussian channel line, which will probably be about at this level. If we start taking off here in the next couple of weeks, that's what I'd look for. Hopefully that helps you a little bit. Until then, like to the downside, we don't really have a whole lot of support levels. When the dark side of when your coin gets this macro bullish like this is you're not forming any levels. So you like don't have much to go off here. If anything, I would say like that looks like a decent flip, which we're kind of right there right now, but it's not much, right? We spent like a week or two touching it, around the 60-cent mark. Maybe we can recover that. If we close back above there in the next handful of days, I'd give it the benefit of the doubt. But until then, a little bit cautious here, as are most altcoins. So no big deal. Down 10% again today. Been on a hell of a downtrend. Let's see how the volume looks. So above average volume on the sell side. We'd like to see that kind of stop or get followed up by, like, look at the last time we kind of stopped the bleeding. This big kind of capitulation volume. Looking for something like that. It doesn't have to be as big, but just like a well above average sell volume is usually typical of trying to find a bottom. That's with any coin, not just this one. So hopefully that helps. What else do we got? Get to some more. ZRO. Hopefully we can get a couple new coin requests in here. I think ZRO is one of them. I don't think we've talked about this one yet. So let's take a look and let's give it a rating. So ideally we want to have some more history. This is obviously a relatively new coin, at least on Binance. If you have a longer history, I'd like to, type your exchange that you're using it as well, so I can know in the chat. I can't keep track of 10,000 altcoins, so I don't know all of them. But as of this, right, it's impossible to do any kind of analysis on this. I mean, if anything, you just gotta stay above the EMA 8 here. But what kind of TA are we gonna do on two lines? It's down and up. So we need some more history. If you got a better exchange, let me know. Otherwise, we just gotta wait some more, give it some more time. So I'm just gonna delete that one. ADA. Let's go look at ADA. I think, let's see if it's on. We'll just type it in here. So ADA is on the red list. Let's look at it and see why. So let's start on the weekly chart. You can remove some of this stuff. All right, weekly chart. We're zoomed out here. You can see that, obviously we've been on a hell of a downtrend here, and we didn't even go on that much of an uptrend. We're down 55% from high to low. We're now back up a little bit, just under 50% from the March highs. But we're beneath all moving averages here. We're well shy of our all-time highs. I mean, we're still down 86% from all-time highs. You can see we kind of went right up to the 0.5 and rejected. This is where if you're wondering what these colors are, this is where you could change your ratings here. So we actually should be red right now, which you can see this red line, which we're under here. To get back to orange, or you just get to orange at 60 cents, and to become a green coin, we got to take this off because we couldn't even flip our bear market lows here. So this is very worrying, right? ADA, as strong as powerhouse and big of market cap as it is, it only did a 3x move from basically the start of the bull run. I mean, we started here, got going, had some good signs, right? But then it fizzled out, came all the way back down. And then its big show was 3x. A lot of coins did like 5, 10x or more through here. So obviously the market cap is harder to move. With a multi-billion-dollar market cap, you can't move that near as much. So that is relatively impressive, but it's given, again, almost all of that back. So even from the lows, again, we're up, 70%? Just not what you're looking for. So there's stronger charts here. And not only that, but we gave away the highs from 2023. Not many coins have done that. And when you do that, you find my red list. So it's very cautious. And my opinion only, I would stay away from this one. There's many better charts. Hundreds of charts that are stronger than this one. Hundreds. Your 100-week EMA in the blue is moving down. That's a bad sign. Any chart that your bigger weekly moving averages are aimed down, not good. All right, so where you see the levels to get better, to go lower, right? It should hold really right in this area. You see our hesitation here, our high wick here, our highs here. This area should be holding, hopefully for ADA, if we want. Let's see our Bitcoin. our Bollinger Bands. Hello. But look at the spread here. The volatility is just massive. So that doesn't give me the warm and fuzzies either. How about the Gaussian channel? We've lost the median support line on the weekly as well. Just that's not good either. And we came up and rejected right off the median line already this week. All bad signs. I'm trying to look for something positive here, and I just can't. I don't see it. All right, so that's ADA. Sadly to say. All right, what else we got? CKB. All right, let's do it. A little bit late over there in the UK, eh? Well, cheers for joining. CKB, you requested. Let's see. Hopefully CKB is a little bit better here. Still the orange. Again, these ratings are updated as of this week. Try to update these on Monday. There we go. All right, so CKB, much better. Why is it orange if it's looked this much better than ADA? Right, look at the Gaussian channel. Way up here. ADA's down here. We just looked at. We're holding the 100-week. Right, good sign. At least decent. Many coins are in this area. And I would say vast majority are in the orange. So don't panic if you are. Now, what's the requirement to get to orange? You're closing multiple. You have closed at least 2 weekly candles under the 21-week EMA. The 21-week EMA on any chart is very important. Look at how much it tried to hold that, right? That was our kind of support. You have this green line right here around the 1.5 cent mark. The 21-week in the yellow. Look how much it tried to hold that. Perfect for a month straight. Then it broke it. You're still okay. You have a chance to rebound. Some coins did. This one did not. So it turns to orange right here at this close. 2 consecutive weekly candles. Now we're trying to build back up. To flip back to the green chart, which I have no doubt I will. Just get back above that 1.5 cent mark. That's the pivot level. You see prices back up there? We're good to go. Very likely. The bulls are gaining more traction. And I do like that the Gaussian channel is not only green, you haven't touched it yet, and it's going up in quite a strong fashion. And, 140% weekly candles tend to get you moving in the right direction. So that's good, right? Also, this zone way the hell down here, we're well above that. We're well above our bear market highs. We're well above our 2023 highs. If you were watching the ADA chart, right? ADA's lost this level. ADA's down here. So that would be the equivalent of us in CKB being another about roughly 60% down. So this is why this one's rated better. Plain and simple. It's not my opinion, right? I just kind of go off a set number of rules, give or take, and just try to sort these out the best I can. You may agree or disagree, but that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So CKB orange until we can get back above here, and then we can pick up steam. The 618 here is at just shy of that, so maybe we can try to flip that again. And I think we really see some good things again once we pick up here. So ideally, we don't even want to step foot in this Gaussian, and it's rising week over week. So come the end of July, that top of that Gaussian channel could very well be higher than our prices here. So we can't go too much more sideways or down, market wide. A lot of coins are in this boat. So this is not like just particular to CKB. Many coins are kind of in this realm of it's time to do something here in the next couple of weeks, or we're going to be in bigger danger. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Familiar faces, familiar names. Bitcoin dominance. Hoping to see a sign for alt season. Don't you wish? Don't we all wish? Let's go look at it. That's going to be our sign. And it's still green. But we are seeing some signs of weakness. Let's just remove all this and start fresh. We're looking at the weekly chart here. Right, what do we see? It's still bullish, obviously still uptrend, but you could start to kind of see this kind of rounded top formation here. Maybe there's some strength leaving. Right, this is definitely strength here. I mean, make no mistake. First 6 months of the bull run, right? Great. Gaussian channel green, well above it. Back test right on the 21 EMA, great. Move up again. We started showing some weakness here. And you're like, well, why didn't we see an alt season there or an alt run? We did. The alts went ballistic from October to January, February of 2024. If you remember, late 2023, 2024, this was alt's best time right here when Bitcoin dominance showed the most weakness. And that's not even really weak, right? So how well do you think these alts are going to do? All of our altcoins are going to go absolutely batshit amazing to the upside if Bitcoin dominance actually shows some good weakness. And what's weakness? Like, I'd like to repeat something like this. That would be textbook alt season. I would bet coins would at least 3 to 5x within a couple weeks just in this move, right? If we did something like this. This is about a month. This is going to be this would be a kickstart and a half to alt season. And then we'd probably do another 5x plus in this area. So we're looking for something like that. What's it going to take? Probably a giant I would love to see a candle like that. That would be great. Get us down into the Gaussian channel, and that would like spell it's probably about over if it's not already starting, right? That would like kind of seal the deal for me. Or let's look at it. I'm hoping that we get even a better signal, and we get like a gravestone doji like that at the top, like right in here. And we've kind of gotten these like little shooting stars right here, back-to-back weeks. The top may very well be in. This may be as high as Bitcoin dominance goes. Although we don't have the signs or the hard evidence yet, we do see some weakening of said trend. So maybe these two candles, like hindsight will always be 20/20 on anything. And we might very well have it. If we don't, I would say the end is near. So if we make one more run with Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin goes to, Bitcoin dominance can go up even if prices fall. So you got to keep that in mind. But if dominance makes one more run, I would guess that's about it. I think we're close. It could already be in, but we're looking for the sign. And then alt season, not too far in the distance, and back to happier times again. I think we're not too far off, so don't lose sight. Stay strong. Hodl. Don't sell your bags now. Jesus. That's not the thing to do. You sell when you're in profit, not when you're getting kicked and beat down, right? All right. Yeah. Yeah, it's a live and learn kind of game. This is my portfolio is 100% in alt. Days like this make me regret that decision. Yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. So you live by the sword, you die by the sword. You want big profits, you gotta have to take big losses sometimes. So tough pill to swallow. I get it. That's why Bitcoin is not necessarily always, best to just leave in the dust, because sometimes it can be your friend when things are rough, like today. I mean, it's only down, 3%. Some coins are down much more than that. Okay. Now, is it gonna 5x like some of our alts or 10x? Of course not. They're certainly not from this stage to the end of the cycle. So, think of that. Let's go with thinking of the bright side of life. Altcoins from here still have a great shot of 5 to 10x, minimum if your charts are strong. This is why I'm making these videos and doing live streams and trying to help you out now. I have nothing to sell you. I'm just trying to help as many people avoid all the bullshit. So blue charts, green charts, even orange charts are fine. Red charts, I'd try it if I were you, right? I've been in crypto now since 2017. I've seen all the great stuff and all the terrible stuff. I'm just trying to help you avoid the terrible stuff, and that's why I'm painting these. And if you have a pink chart, try to get into a better chart. The blue charts are the strongest. Strong charts tend to remain strong. Weak charts tend to remain weak. And if you're in the boat where a lot of new people make the mistake, is like, let's look at Pepe, right? Let's just take an example. Look how strong this is, right? Great looking chart. Pepe's already moved, whatever X, right? 1,000%. Pepe's already moved 1,000%. So I'll just get into, let's say, Litecoin. Not that anybody would ever do this, but like Litecoin is is up, from the start of the bull run. Well, this is probably a bad example because Litecoin's just really not looking good. Litecoin is like down for the entirety of the bull run, but saying that like Litecoin hasn't gone yet, it's going to make its move. Like, no. I used the analogy yesterday with a reply in one of the YouTube comments that someone said, should I put my money in a coin that hasn't moved yet? Not the stronger ones that already have moved. And that's a big mistake. Think of it like a student, back to when you're in school. If you've been averaging C's and D's on tests, and then the final comes up, are you going to ace it? Or are you more likely to get a C or D again? Same with charts. If you're going to remain a C and D chart, you're probably going to stay there. You're not likely, and again, likely, some of them might, 1 in 1,000. Most likely, if you're a red chart or a pink chart, you're going to just stay stuck in the mud. Right? It's not likely you're going to just have this magical 10x when you haven't even made a 1x this entire cycle. Hopefully that makes sense. So don't get it twisted. Stay with the strength. Strength, strength, strength. Green charts, blue charts, even orange charts. A lot of these orange coins will flip back to green or even blue. Fetch was blue. Injective was blue. Render was blue. Like the strongest of the strong. Link was green. So they'll change throughout fluctuations of the market cycle. But you want to be holding at least orange, green, or blue, in my opinion. Just my opinion. Seam coin. I'll do any kind of request you guys have as long as I have some history to look at. Why do I say that? Well, there you go. We don't have a whole lot of history here. So 2024, not much. We've taken out lows. And you got to give some of these coins a pass. So if your coins are new, relatively new, like I would consider this new, and it's looking like this, it might not look great to you, but it's a newer coin. It hasn't had a chance to... You think of this as like a toddler. You don't know what the toddler's going to become in 20 years. Even though it's falling down on its face as it walks around, right? It doesn't mean it's going to remain stupid. It can come back, right? So give it a little bit of breathing room and don't lose your conviction, right? You got into coins for a reason. Give them some room to breathe. Give them some time. And once the market kicks off again, wait till alt season. And if your coin's not moving once alt season kicks in, like let's say you see half of your coins or other people's coins doing like 20-30% moves and your coin is still in the red or looking like this still, then you've got an issue. Then you need to kick it and dump it and get into something else. But until then, give it some breathing room. If your coins look like this, certainly the newer coins. I'm only talking newer coins. If you've been around since 5 years, XRP, and you're at the same price forever, right? Then you can gotta get out of there. But newer coins, give it a break. Not even really worth doing analysis. Just my kind of tip of the day, right? Just if it's new, give it some time to grow up and stop tripping over itself. Okay, still just too new. All right. AVAX. Let's get to it. See if I can find it in a sea of not going to find it. Let's type it in. It's easier. AVAX orange, no surprise. Here was our pivot level. We wanted to hold on the daily, right? Look, why is that? Well, look at the pivot. Swing lows, swing lows, swing lows. Hold, 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 and break. And we couldn't even get back to it. So really this, I don't know if I'd want to paint this red yet, but let's go look at it. It's starting to get to that boat. I would guess if we can't hold this zone, it might become a red chart, at least temporarily. It really lost critical support there. You could see that on the weekly zoomed out now. This is pretty rough. We only have and this is not nearly as strong a support as this was. This was key level. We got to get back above 32 for us to gain any kind of momentum. If we want to turn this back to a green chart, we got to take out these highs, really get back above, knock on the door 40. But until then, we're looking for some kind of a hopeful bottom. Gaussian channel. There we go. Okay. So we got a little bit of a breathing room here, a safety net. We got the median Gaussian channel, which looking like it's trying to hold here. Last week we got low and it held. So that's your pivot. In my opinion, I would be exiting if it closes under the median Gaussian. You don't want to be doing that on a weekly chart. Otherwise, it can kind of remain, again, one of the special students, so to speak. So let's keep that in mind. How about the 5-day? How's that looking? Yeah, that's not good. 5 days already breached below here. The odds here on the Gaussian channel, if you breach one moving average line, that's all these three lines are, you're very likely in the Gaussian to go hit the next one. And if that doesn't hold, you're very likely to hit the bottom. It's like a house. If you break through the roof, you're going to the main dining room. And then if you break through the dining room floor, you're going to the basement. That's definitely how all houses work. So that's just the odds for the Gaussian channel. Terrible analogy, I get it. But if we can't recover that median line here quickly, like we're very likely to see this bottom line hit at least with a wick. That's at 22. You can see that kind of support from the daily right here, or the weekly was right there. So maybe we end up going down there briefly. Hopefully that holds. But the weekly Gaussian, let's just fingers crossed that holds at 20, around the 25 mark. To turn really more bullish, it's got to get like 33, 34. You can see that area there. So still orange for now, but I would definitely paint this red. If we close a weekly candle under 25, it starts to get a little suspect. All right, fingers crossed that we have some green. Maybe this is like the final descent for altcoins. Hopefully Bitcoin can kind of hold its head here. And then, maybe we're in the final week of red, and then we can start to pick back up for July. Yeah. Free live stream just for the people. No likes. Thanks, Aaron. Still no likes. So maybe Aaron left too. Thanks for joining. Let's get to next requests. EGLD. All right, here's our weekly snapshot. There's our 51 level, probably the last time we talked about it. Broke through the median Gaussian, straight to the bottom. That didn't hold either. And that's now holding as resistance, which is why this is now red. We've closed, all the way back in April. We really went straight down. Not really much of a bounce here. So we're still, even if current prices, we're down 60% from the highs. This little double top here. You can see the 200 week coming in right here at $87. Still way down from all-time highs over here. We got all the way up to 560. Still on 95%. Got some work to do. That's definitely a double top right there. But the target should have been already met out of that. That's not very much. We're already back down to the base here. So really we're trying to just put in this higher macro low maybe. Start to build this in the next couple of weeks. Climb back up again. Got some work to do. All right, this is definitely red. I mean, we have to get out of the red just to get back to orange. Let's look where we start to get more bullish. I mean, we're looking at 50% move just to get above the median Gaussian. And really to get out of the Gaussian, we've got, as of this week, I mean, that's we got to do a 2x just to get out of here. Just to get back to where we can be green and start thinking about, higher and higher prices. So this is looking pretty rough. Gaussian channel's green, but your price action's under it. And we needed to definitely hold right here. Ideally, we had to hold the 56 line right there. And we just couldn't do it yet. So fingers crossed that we kind of put in a higher low here, but it's not looking great. I would get a little bit more hopeful if we can get back above like this area. Get us back at least back above the 21 week. But until then, that's probably going to be the pivot resistance level. And you can see these swing lows here equals the swing highs here. And the median Gaussian's there. So that'd be my next kind of test, is at the 44 area. All right. All right, total 3. Yeah. Okay. Good looking out. So he said wouldn't this be a orange chart? And it would actually by my rules because we just closed our second weekly candle right here last week, right? So I missed this. So good catch. Under the 21 week. So yes, and it's actually held rejection. So that even confirms that more. So altcoins, if you don't know what this is the altcoin market, the top 125 has just rejected off the 20 week after closing 2 candles under the 21 week. So this is actually orange. Right? So let's go see. Let's go make sure the other market caps. This one we're still right there. We're still okay. Overall market cap still okay. So total 3 is the only one. Altcoins. A little bit sketchy right now. I need to hold this level. The EMA 34 weekly still okay. Still in range lows. But we don't want to be going much lower. Certainly closing. We'd like to definitely bounce back up here with authority. And like altcoins need to flip that. See those lows? Got to get back above there. 640, 650. Yeah, I mean, that's the clear level. Bring that all the way back. Swing low, hold. I mean, that's like 2 months straight hold. Held here again, 2 weeks. Breakdown. 640 is the pivot. If you want altcoins, right? Alt season very likely could be underway if we can just close back above 640. So watch total 3. We see it close back above 640, which is it's not that much of an ask. All right, let's remove the Gaussian. All right, so from current prices, altcoin wide, top 125. We got just like 10%. That's not a big ask. A lot of coins are down that today. So altcoin wide, we got to add a little bit more money here. And then we can probably sniff out more green. All right, good looking out. All right, VRA. Go look at VRA. All right, so another newer coin. If you were here from the earlier when I talked about newer coins, right? I think you should just kind of hold these. Just my opinion, not financial advice, but in my thought process here, and I hold some newer coins as well. Don't judge them too much, right? If they don't have much history, you made the conviction to buy for whatever reason, hold it, right? You're just holding. Alt season will kickstart these very likely, these newer coins. If they don't, then you can swap. But swapping now is dangerous. You don't want to swap from a boat with no engine to a boat with a reverse engine or another one with no engine, right? Just, in my opinion, just hold these newer coins, write it out, and then we'll see how it goes, right? If you got more history than this, like I'd love to see it. But as of right now, from what I have, this is it. And we got to get back above, obviously, like this 4,800 level. And that's a pretty clear spot right there that we flipped from kind of holding the bull line. We want to get back above, the 5,000 level right there. But relatively new, at least on this chart. That's my opinion. All right, what else? Catching up on the chat. Sorry if I skip over your question. I have to do some weird scrolling. If it looks odd, it looks odd to me in the chat. So when I have to scroll through, sometimes it updates and I miss some of the comments up high. So if I skipped over your comment, you can ask again or just leave. If you get frustrated, that's fine. 23 people. Appreciate all of you being here. All right, what is elaborate on why the 21-week EMA is so important? It's just historically. I mean, it's no real rhyme or reason to it. You can go back and look at Bitcoin for the past 10 years. Really, most coins, even not necessarily in the stock market. The stock market generally likes SMAs a little bit more, in my opinion. But crypto seems to go look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, Litecoin, anything with a long history. Once the 21 week is breached to the high side or the low side, historically that's the pivot point. So let's just go look at it. I mean, look, you don't have to take my word for it. I mean, look, you think that's by accident that hammer candle from Bitcoin went like to the dollar? on that 21 week? Let's go look. How about here? When we start to close above the 21 week, look how great things start to get. When we start to go look at the bear market, right? When we start to close under it, like it starts to get real sketchy here, right? This is the pivotal times. Like we held it right here again, back up, closed below it. Guess what? That was a major warning. We flipped it, closed 2 below it, right? Same rule. Resistance, resistance, resistance after we close below it, right? So it's no magic secret. It's just prices tend to very well respect the 21 week. So yeah. And if you're like wondering, well, what about here? Well, this is a specific pattern. It's like 3 outside down. It's a reversal right there. That's a reversal pattern. Those 3 candles. That was a huge warning. So that showed us that was not going to be long lived at all. And there's a big short opportunity right there. And you can make a lot of money shorting in bear markets, just like longing in bull markets. So just educate yourself on candlestick theory, right? You can. I would suggest taking the CMT courses. That's what I did. You can be amazed how much more you can see in the charts once you're, properly educated. So chartered market technician, I'm a level 1 there, right? It goes to a couple more levels, but you can check that out, right? It's a little pricey, but it's worth it, right? You can use it the rest of your life. So, they talk about the 21 EMA in there as well. So no rhyme or reason why the 21 week. It just tends to respect the price or disrespect it, and that's where the trouble starts. So hopefully that helps a little bit more. Do I know anything about the Fetch ASI merger? I feel like it's not going as planned. I haven't heard any late news as of the last several days, but you could still buy, to my knowledge, as of right now, you could still buy Fetch, Ajax, well, not Ajax, you can never buy Ajax on Coinbase. But you can buy Fetch and Ocean on Coinbase. It's just they're not going to support the swap over to ASI. So that doesn't mean anything bad for you. You can still be able to transfer Fetch out and transfer Ocean out and move it. And you can even use Coinbase Wallet to, merge to ASI if you want. You can move to a different exchange. But as of right now, Coinbase is not, to my knowledge, supporting ASI, which is not necessarily devastating, but I don't see it being bullish in any light. But it doesn't seem to be hurting the price too much, right? They're down less than most. So that's just kind of my opinion. I don't know what to make of it. It's never really happened, a triple merger like that. So that's kind of all I really know. You can go on, you could just go do a Google search on ASI merger news, right? And you stay up to date on that. Or you can go to Google Alerts. If you don't know about that, you can just literally go to Google Alerts, type that in, and then you can set a custom alert for the latest news on ASI merger, right? Or ASI news. If you don't know about Google Alerts, I suggest doing that after this live stream, and you can do it. You can do it for anything. Anything you ever search for daily or weekly, you can do it. It'll do it for you. You can just send it right to your email. Pretty cool. WMT on KuCoin. Okay, KuCoin. I still have this as a green chart. Well, I think it is still green, but it will turn orange if we close this week under 26 cents for the rules. Still down a bit, but it's still up from the lows for where we started the year. We closed the week there, so we're still up 20%. Not great, obviously, from the start of the bull run, January 2023, right? Let's see what the kind of the fall lows to highs were. 350%, not too bad. Generally, we don't want to be closing back under 23 cents. That would kind of give the farm away a little bit. Maybe we can Doesn't have a huge level here. Kind of see that in the zone. Put on the closing price. You can see that. These swing high closes, swing low close, something in there. That'd be like if we see a wick in the 20 cent area, okay. But if we closed in there, it probably turned to red, right? We'd be under all moving averages. Let's just see what the Gaussian channel's like. Okay, not too bad. We're still above the Gaussian, so definitely still okay. So don't lose sight here yet, but I would love to see this hold like it did last time. Look at the 100-week EMA in the blue. We held there perfectly. Let's just hold there again, which we're at right now. So hopefully a lot of these coins have signs that are like they're a big support. We'd like to see that hold. So that also gives me a slight edge in thinking that the end is relatively near here for a lot of these downwards movements. Yeah, Veracity, I didn't think it was that new. It's look a little bit weird, but still, hopefully you got some opinion on new coins. Sorry about that, John. We'll go all. Let me know your exchange that you want me to look at. Okay, let's go to look at. I don't know why. Okay, so we got 2 requests for Veracity. I don't know why it's on Bybit. Let's just X that out. And what do you want me to look at? KuCoin? KuCoin's probably always the best, right? For the most history. I would go with that. All right, let's go look at Veracity on KuCoin. Look, we already had it there. I don't know how it got switched. Must have got switched sometime. Yeah, it's been around for a long time, right? Well, it's better than XRP. So there's our uptrend channel that we clearly lost. We lost support here as well underneath the Gaussian channel. So this is definitely not looking great. I mean, we even lost 2023 lows. That's not good either. Outside of the Gaussian channel now. And we're starting to get to bear market lows. So maybe the silver lining here, if you got something to go off of, is we're just trying to make a macro. We go on like the monthly. Maybe we're trying to do something like that. But look at that. You just turn the monthly Gaussian channel red. That's tough to reverse. High wave wick off of the median Gaussian channel in January 2023 and March of 2024. That does not bode well. Go to the weekly. That's concerning, right? That should be alerting you. We did make a higher high, but this is definitely not any kind of typical price action where you make this high, you come back down, and I mean that's way down. Come back up. Okay, this was good, but we had to hold right here. This was the giveaway. We missed that. We had to hold that median Gaussian, and then we still would have been okay because this would have been, our low, our high, higher low. We made another higher high, and we just kind of fell apart here. So I'd be cautious here with this one. Right? Maybe it forms, but this could easily stay stuck here. You have your 200-week, your 100-week, all other moving averages pointing down as well. You're underneath the weekly Gaussian channel. Even being touching the weekly Gaussian channel is cautious, right? That was the 5-day, but the weekly's not much better, right? So in my opinion, this is looking rough. Definitely the red, but you're at a profit from the start of the year, which there's 100 coins that are not. So you have that to go off of. Maybe we can again form a higher low here on the macro scale, and we can go from there. But there's definitely a lot of warning signs that I see there. Yeah, I'm not the best fundamental analyst. So if you're asking why XRP has that big of a market cap, like I don't know. It's just XRP Army, right? A lot of you guys probably know way more than me on the fundamentals on a lot of coins, but I'm definitely a chartist, and just TA perspective, I look at that more than anything. Strong charts, that tells me that the coin's worth looking at first. So I want to see the strong coin before even look at fundamentals, really, if that makes sense. Tell on KuCoin. Hey, we already have it at KuCoin. I need to go through my coins and kind of make sure we're on the right exchange. Or at least we have more history. I don't know what happened with Veracity there. Apologies. Telcoin. All right. So we're starting to flirt with trouble here. You can see where last time we talked about it, here was our red line. We wanted to hold. Here's really our zone where our high wave from 2023 move. Resistance, resistance. We got above it. Held it as support. Great. This was fantastic looking until really, what, 3 weeks ago. June 10th, we closed there. Second consecutive close under the 21. And this is why my charts flipped to orange here. That can show you trouble brewing, right? The storm is coming. We don't know how bad it is, but we closed 2 consecutive candles in the Gaussian channel, which also acts as like a trap. The red EMA 8 crossed under the 21. That's usually not great, just like it is great when it crosses to the upside. When you cross to the downside, you usually got some more work to do to the downside. So that's not warm and fuzzy either. We have the median Gaussian here at the 2000 mark. Not too much lower. Maybe we can hold that. That's 10% down lower. We're underneath the 200 week. We gotta see a pivot back above this 3000 mark before we can get too bullish again. But I mean, I guess we can go off a low and a higher low. We do have a high and a higher high. So if we can looking for the positives here, maybe we can try to put in a higher low here, then build off of that, and then continue. Right? We could still maintain this structure, but this is not what we want to see here. So we'll revisit this. But as of right now, I mean, look at the chart. This is definitely like the wheels, the wheel nut coming off a little bit here. All right. Scrolling back up through the chat. We did link a little bit earlier and also have a Chainlink video out. I just put out on YouTube this morning. So you can check that out. Fetch. We haven't talked about Fetch yet. So here's the weekly chart for Fetch. Again, Fetch was green and really blue back here. Turned to green down in this area. And then now orange because we've closed multiple candles under the 21 week and rejected off of it. Got to get back above the 382 here for the fib. 170. And things can turn back green for Fetch. Want to hold this 50-week EMA at 130. You see we've done that the past 2 weeks. If we go lower, we don't want to go back below the 90-cent mark. You see the 100-week right there and also our 2021 highs. That would be like the worst case we would want to see. I know we want to reverse higher than that, or like right here ideally, but you know, Fetch is just taking a tumble. Who knows if this is result of kind of the ASI merger or it's just kind of what it's doing. Down 65% from the highs. 350, now back to $1.20. I think we all would have given our left arm if we could buy some more Fetch for $1.20 when it was at 350. But now that it's here, it's like, damn. How much lower is it going? Our low so far is at 110. So as long as that maintains, like we can just pick up on this, you can see, like, look at all this consolidation here at the 618, 225. Bulls back in charge above 225. Maybe even this pivot, kind of the $2 area. How do we return back green? Get back above all the moving averages. Rapidly rising Gaussian channel. Worth noting, we don't want to even sniff that, right? We want to keep, look at the 21-week hold back here. 21-week hold here. We got very close there again. Reach there. Confirmation of weakness when we get 2 weekly candles closing under the 21-week, and that's as a result. It just kind of goes haywire. All right. All right. I guess we'll wrap it up there. I think I answered pretty much most of them. We'll try to do these little bit more, maybe once or twice a week at least, live streams. Try to put out YouTube videos, at least one a day. Get some requests in for YouTube videos. If I get enough requests, I'll do it. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next live stream. Appreciate you all joining. Happy 4th of July tomorrow, right? Holiday weekend in the U.S. Probably going to be slow markets, I would guess, if you weren't aware of that. Right? Tomorrow's a national holiday in the U.S. Not likely we're going to see much. Maybe we'll open up on Friday and be back to bullish, but it's kind of a holiday weekend, right? A lot of people take Friday off here in the States, so maybe we won't see anything till next week, right? So don't get too down on yourself if we don't see some kind of massive bounce or any kind of green over the weekend or between now and Monday, right? Just, holiday weekends tend to be pretty low volatility. We'll see how it goes, and we'll take it a step at a time. Try to do some daily updates in our Telegram group chats. You can find it through Patreon if you want a lot of extra content. I put out a lot of extra stuff daily there. Anything else you have, try to get on Twitter a little bit, retweet some stuff that I find important. Any other comments or questions, let me know somewhere on some platform, and I'll try to address it. Thanks all for watching. Alrighty.